Hey guys, I wanted to show you my favorite mod for the 350 and 500 EXCs. But first we're going to go for a ride. The thing about these 350 EXCs and 500 EXCs and everything in between is they're dual sport bikes. They're made from the factory to come with a plate. And because of that, they detune them and they restrict them to pass EPA emissions to be street legal. These bikes are a lot of fun and they still have plenty of performance and power just in the stock configuration. But because of that, what you have to do when it's restricted airflow, restricted exhaust, and detuned a little bit, to get the full power out of it, you got to uncork it. And uncorking it means letting more air into the air box and letting more air out of the exhaust. And that helps give it more power. And then you can tune it to get more aggressive maps. Now you can buy I forget what KTM's version of it is, but it's these exact same bikes as the EXCs, but it's not the EXC. But they're basically the trail versions of these bikes, and they're not restricted and not detuned. They're not trying to accommodate people on the road, so it doesn't have to meet all that regulation. The airbox is kind of closed up. It has reeds in it. Some people leave the reeds in, some people take them out. I want a little more higher speed stuff for the desert, so I took them out. And I drilled some holes in the airbox to help more air get into the airbox. Sometimes people put holes outside here to help get air into the airbox. It's just all trying to bring in more air to the engine. This is the stock exhaust, but this is the aftermarket tip cap. This is a Fastway Pro Moto billet cap. This is a little hard to get off. I struggled a little bit, but I did get it off there. And this baby's on, and like, I don't think it's coming off. But essentially, this is like a 43 millimeter tube from all the way up there, and it comes all the way back to here. And then the custom, or the stock cap, restricts it down to like 22, 23, right? So this essentially opens it up to a 42, 43, the same all the way, or just letting all that stuff out. This is a cheaper way to go than doing the whole exhaust, slip-on exhaust. And this doesn't sound bad at all. I thought it would be louder. It's just a tiny bit louder than the stock exhaust. I would say 5 decibels at the most. I don't know the numbers, but it's not crazy loud at all. If you change anything, more airflow, more exhaust flow, you got to put something on it. Whether it's these fuel tuners or aftermarket ECUs, a Vortex, whatever. So there's several options you can do to uncork these or unrestrict them and put more aggressive maps on them. I think the cheapest route is like a JD tuner, which it doesn't run maps, but it's controlling the fuel into the engine, and it's running off the stock ECU. It's one way to adjust for the modifications that you do on your bike without spending a ton. There's other versions. It's all made by the same company. It's the same software. They're just running different stuff. So the option I chose to go with to fix all that modifications that I did was the Athena Get ECU. I also bought it with the Wi-Fi module to control everything from my phone. I went with the Get ECU because it has the Wi-Fi, it has traction control, and I feel like I can just take this ECU with me and put it on other bikes. If I upgrade to a newer bike in the future, or KTM, whatever, I can go to Mike at Moto and have him put new maps on it for the new bike. It's easy as that. I feel like this is an investment that I can bring with me. So that's why I chose to go that route. And I don't have traction control yet, but who knows, I might in the future. And so I'll show you, this is the Get ECU, and it fits in there real nice into the harness. It plugs in real easy, super easy to set up. It has a barometric pressure on the outside. I got this from Moto. He puts custom maps in it. Pretty cool shop here in Vegas that does trick stuff on all these dirt bikes. Mike Moto, I'll put a link down below. The Wi-Fi module you can see here, I just put it on top of my battery. It fits real nice, real easy, plugs in real easy, hooks up to the phone real easy. You just get on the Wi-Fi network that they have listed on the box, and the password for that Wi-Fi network's on the box. So you can change this anywhere, anytime out on the trail, change map. It has power. It has more power for sure. It has more wheelie. I can't wheelie, but it wants to wheelie better. And I got some ball tires on here that don't help me either. It definitely pulls the front wheel up a lot easier. Let's start it up so you can hear what it sounds like. Not bad, not bad. Let's go over a little ride and see how it does. Yeah, I'm working on my hand tan, so no gloves today. Huh. It definitely wants to wheelie more. I dig it. Definitely more pop, more go, more wheelie. And it just feels like smoother on the bottom end. So yeah, people are gonna say like there's cheaper options. People are gonna say just ride it stock. Save your money for travels and adventures. Yeah, you can ride them stock. There's plenty of power in them riding them stock. So, and there's cheaper routes to right. Like you can open the airbox and the exhaust and just put a JD tuner on it, or you can get, you know, like a power commander, which is more money and does more stuff than the JD tuners. It's not like a Vortex or a Get ECU where you're running your own maps or changing maps. Or I know the older bikes, like you could remap the ECU, stock ECUs, but you can't do that on the 18s, and you certainly can't do it on the 20 pluses. So if you want to run different maps, you got to get a different ECU. But it's definitely got more power. I need a rear tire because I've just been burning it off. Now here's the thing, like people will say just wheelies, all you gotta do is just give it more throttle. Well, these 350s that are like stock, it doesn't want to raise the front wheel hardly at all. You have to like clutch up and spring up the suspension to get it to pull the front wheel up. Now the 500s, they want to wheelie like all the time from what I hear. Like every time you get on the throttle, it wants to wheelie. These 350s aren't like that. So I really feel like the 350s it's almost a must-have mod. You're not getting the full potential out of the engine. Now what's the downside to one of these things? The downside is, first off, it's expensive. They're pricey. It's a pricey mod. It's just pricey. The second downfall is you're gonna run through your maintenance faster. You know, you're gonna have to do more work to it, you know, change oil sooner, shorten maintenance schedules basically. Turning more power, it's running more gnarly. It's gonna need help sooner. Probably have to do a top end sooner. Any other negatives? I don't know. Maybe the fact that it's just got to have primed a couple times before you start it on a cold start. It does take a little priming to get it to work. That was 2 times. I don't know if you can consider that a cold start in Vegas, but it's as close to a cold start as you can get. But I'm happy with it. I don't mind the priming couple times at startup. I bought a used one because I knew I was going to buy an ECU for it, and I don't mind the maintenance. I think the maintenance schedules are pretty low on this because that's KTM, just trying to be safe. I'm still going to do like 25 plus hours on oil changes. I like it. Definitely got more power. Ton of fun. And I say my favorite mod to the 350s and 500 EXCs, or even the Husqvarna FESs, is to uncork it. Uncork the dual sports. Open up the air box, let more air in the air box, uncork the exhaust, either put an exhaust on it or an exhaust tip on the stock. Either way, just make the exhaust the same way all the way through. And then buy like a tuner, a fuel tuner, or an aftermarket ECU. That's the ticket to get the full power and potential out of these bikes. I recommend it on the 350s for sure. On the 500s, some people might not want it, some people might not need it. It just depends on you, but it's a lot of fun. It changes the bike a lot. Definitely makes it special. And have a look at Taco Moto. I'll put the link down below. He sells all that stuff and all the stuff that goes with it, the exhaust, the caps, whatever you want to do. Comment below if you got an aftermarket ECU on yours and which one do you have. I'd like to know which one you got, what people are running. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next one. That's a wrap. I'll catch you later.